Warriors, let me share with you a tale told by the King of Kings himself. It is a story not of swords and shields, but of hearts laid bare before the throne of God. It is a lesson about what true strength looks like, not in boasting, not in pride, but in humility and dependence on the one who gives us life. Two men went to the temple to pray, Jesus said. One was a Pharisee, a religious leader known for his outward righteousness, and the other a tax collector, despised by many for his reputation as a sinner. Both approached the throne of the Almighty, but their hearts could not have been more different. The Pharisee stood by himself, praying words that sounded holy but reeked of arrogance. God, I thank you that I am not like other people, robbers, evildoers, adulterers, or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week and give a tenth of all I get. Luke 18:11-12. Warriors, do you see the folly in his words? The Pharisee's prayer was not a plea for mercy, but a proclamation of his supposed greatness. He compared himself to others, measuring his worth by their failures, and he believed that his deeds made him righteous. But hear this well, no warrior, no matter how noble their deeds, can stand righteous before the King on their own merit. All have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Romans 3:23. Pride is a subtle enemy, warriors. It whispers that we are strong enough, righteous enough, good enough on our own. But pride blinds us to the truth that without God, we are nothing. A warrior who boasts in their own strength is a warrior who will fall. Then there was the tax collector. He stood at a distance, unwilling even to lift his eyes to heaven. Instead, he beat his chest and cried out, God, have mercy on me, a sinner. Luke 18:13. This man, despised by society, understood something the Pharisee did not. True strength begins with recognizing our weakness. He didn't try to justify himself, didn't list his good deeds, didn't compare himself to others. He came before God with nothing but a plea for mercy. And Jesus declared, I tell you that this man, rather than the other, went home justified before God. Luke 18:14. Warriors, do you see? The tax collector's humility opened the door to God's grace. He was justified, not because of what he had done, but because of his heart, a heart that recognized its need for God. For all those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. Luke 18:14. A true warrior does not approach the throne of God with pride or entitlement. We do not boast of our battles won or our deeds done, for all we have comes from him. Instead, we come as the tax collector did, with humility, with repentance, and with a heart that cries out, God, have mercy on me, a sinner. Humility is not weakness, it is strength. It is the strength to admit that we cannot fight this battle alone, that we need the King's guidance, his mercy, his grace. It is the strength to lay down our pride and stand in the truth of who we are. Broken warriors redeemed by a merciful God. So warriors, let me ask you this. How do you approach the King? Do you come with a heart full of pride, listing your accomplishments, comparing yourself to others? Or do you come like the tax collector, recognizing your need for God's mercy and grace? The greatest battles we face are not won with strength alone, but with humility before the one who fights for us. Remember, God opposes the proud but shows favor to the humble. James 4:6. Humble yourself before the King, and he will lift you up. Do not be like the Pharisee who trusted in himself and missed the grace of God. Be like the tax collector who found strength in surrender and walked away justified. For in God's kingdom, the first will be last and the last will be first. Rise up, warriors, but do so in humility. Approach the throne with a heart that seeks mercy, a heart that knows its need for the King. And when you do, you will find that his grace is sufficient, his strength is perfect, and his victory is yours.